I've created a Neovim plugin which allows you to see the results of your TypeScript and JavaScript code right inside your editor, supporting all major runtimes. Now, I've already created such an extension already for VS Code, and now there is finally one for Neovim. So let's see how we can use the TypeScript worksheet in Neovim. Let's get started. So let's figure out together how we can use TypeScript worksheet in Neovim. So the first thing we will do is let's see what's inside our current directory. We can see here there's only a package.json and some TypeScript files, but you don't really need any of these files. You only need like one TypeScript or JavaScript file to work in. This package.json just contains Axios dependency and the types for bun because I will use them in my demo. So let's get started and let's open Neovim with the index.ts file here. So how can we use the TypeScript worksheet? Let's say here we have a new date which you want to use, and we say to isostring. We want to see the result of this to isostring. What does happen when we call this? Normally we would wrap this in a console.log and then we would see it in the terminal when we run it. But in my opinion, this really stops the flow of programming, and I would really like to see the result right inside of my editor. And this is where we can use TypeScript worksheet. So how do we call it? We just save the file, of course, first, and then we call tsw for TypeScript worksheet, and let's run this. And we can see the result immediately in our editor beside our code. Now, this is really helpful in my opinion because you can immediately see what's the output of your written code and you don't have to switch to the terminal. Now, of course, what we also can do is we can also say we have a new date here as a variable. And when we now want to have the output of this variable too, we will have to call tsw with show variables like this and set to true, because otherwise it will not show the output of any variable. It will only show the output of expressions. Now, let's say you want to work on this date. Let's say we have a substring here and you want to say the start is 5 and the end is 10. And let's say you do something else with the date down there, but you're only interested in, for example, line 5 here. What you can do is you can add a question mark at the end. And when we now run this again, we will see that we only get the output of line 5, because by using this question mark, only the lines which have these will get shown when we run the TypeScript worksheet. Of course, we don't have to always use this tsw command. What you also can do is you can also say // ts worksheet at the start of your file at the first line. And when you then save the file, TypeScript worksheet will run as if you would run it normally by using the command. You only have to save the file to start the compilation. Now, you also have to add with variables here if you also want that the variables are shown like we've seen prior by using show variables. But we will not use it like this. So let's remove this again. So let's now remove these, and let's say we want to work with some arrays. Let's say we have an array in here and we say array.from and we have a length of 10. Now let's say we have an array.map here and we have our value in there, which is undefined in our case, of course, and we want to map this to an index. When we now run this again, we will see that we get the output of our tsw, but we also get the output of our TypeScript server. So it's not just restricted that it shows only the output of the TypeScript worksheet, but of course everything else from the diagnostics is still shown. This was really important for me because of course you also want the output from the other stuff too. And I think this is also a nice way to show what's the power of the TypeScript worksheet, to immediately see what's the output of this array and then also see what's the result of the array.map without having to use like console.log to show it in the terminal. Now, because this is just a normal TypeScript file, you can of course also import other code. Now let's remove these 10 lines here, and let's say we want to import our hi-there function, and this hi-there function is from the other code file we have. And then of course you can just say hi there and we run it like this, and as you can see we get the output hi there, which comes from the hi there function, which just returns this string. So really easy to just import your code. You don't have to do anything special, just import it as you always did. You can also use the require syntax if you'd like, or the import like this, and the TypeScript worksheet will take care of figuring out how to import it properly so that this works as expected. Now, of course, we can also import stuff from node modules. So we have this Axios here. So let's say we want to import Axios from Axios. And what we now can do is, let's say we have axios.get and we have our HTTP google.com, which you want to call, and then we just want to have the status. And now when I run this code again, we will see that we get immediately the resolved promise. We don't get the pending promise, we get the real result we have from the R status. This is also how TypeScript worksheet works, because it waits until the promise was resolved and then shows its results. Now, of course, what you also can do is you can also work with async await. So let's say we have here result like this, and then we just remove this then here at the end, and we will just say, okay, we have here this Axios await. So we say await here like this. And when we now call this again, and we run this with variables, we will see that we get the resolved promise, which has a status and so on in there. Now we can say result.status, and we say here we only want to have this line. We run this again, and you can see we get the result of our Axios get, which we awaited, and we get the status. So, but let's undo this, because I will show you something else which I really like in TypeScript worksheet. You can also use the TypeScript worksheet to show the order in which the code was evaluated. So let's say we have here a console.log, and we say here hi sync like this. And now we can save the file again, and when we run tsw, we can add another property. We can say show order, and we say true here. And when we run this, we will see something interesting. We will see the order in which our code was evaluated. So we see hi there was evaluated first, then our console log was printed out, and then only the Axios get was called, because we have this then promise which gets resolved asynchronously. So the result here, the R status, only is available after our console log. And this makes it also a cool tool to see what happens asynchronously. For example, when you're working with microtask queues and you want to see what gets evaluated in which order. So the last thing I'm also really proud of is that multiple runtimes are supported. Not only Node.js is supported, but also Bun and Dino. So what we can say here is Bun, and of course when I now run this like this normally, we will get an error here at Bun, because we can see Bun is not defined. Now we can change this. We can just say we save this here again, and we say tsw, and then we say rt for runtime, and we change this to Bun. Now when we run this again, we will see we get a result for the Bun object. We can see we get an object with array buffer sync and much more in there. So now you can just work with the Bun object, because we are using the Bun runtime to run your TypeScript file. The same thing is also with Dino. So what you could do is you could say we save this here and run it with Dino like this, and we can see here this also works perfectly fine. We don't see any changes in our output, because of course Dino just does exactly the same as Node would do. But I hope you could see how easy it is to switch to another runtime in TypeScript worksheet and use it to try some stuff right inside your TypeScript file. Now of course everything I've shown you, you can also do in JavaScript files. There is no restriction. You can do anything also in JavaScript. Run your JavaScript file with Bun or with Dino or with Node.js. There are no restrictions, beside of course in JavaScript files you can't run TypeScript code. So before we end, let me show you how you can easily install the TypeScript worksheet plugin. Let's switch over to the GitHub repository. So you can see here the TS worksheet Neovim repository inside of type.rocks. I will link it of course in the description. And the only thing you need to do basically is you need to download the TS worksheet CLI.js and the TS worksheet Lua file and put it inside your plugin folder like you would normally do when you use Neovim. So of course, maybe you have different package managers, so you maybe have to put it in different places, but it should be self-explanatory how to install it. You just need to make sure that these two files are in the same folder. But you can just check what you have to do here to do the setup. So the setup is really simple. You only have to use the require here with the TS worksheet as you would normally do. And the only thing you can do in your setup is you can change what the type of the output will be. So how the diagnostics will be shown. So as a warning or an info or an error, for example. So let me show you how you can do this. So we will go back into our terminal and I will open my Neovim config. So let's open it like this with the init Lua. And we can see here I have already configured it by using the TS worksheet with the setup call. And now let's change this here from info to warn, save this. And now let's go back into our index.ts file here and let's close it and reopen it. And when I now run this again with tsw, we will see that we now get the output in a yellow color because we have used the warn severity. Currently, I only support these 4 colors, but of course, if you want to have other colors or other possibilities, just send me a pull request on GitHub. So thank you for watching the video. You can find the link to the plugin in the description, and please let me know in the comments what you think about the plugin. If you find it useful, please star it on GitHub and leave a like on this video. And last but not least, if you want to stay up to date for the newest TypeScript stuff, hit that subscribe button and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye.